Welcome back to the Japan FinTech Observer. Get ready for a quick hit of the latest news in Japanese finance and fintech. We're diving into the headlines, breaking down the trends, and leaving you with the insights you need to stay ahead of the curve. Let's go.
You can't go back once a philosophy has come and an idea has come. So what the cryptocurrency space has been about, part of it has been a discussion of what is sound money. And that's what the mainstream media reports and what we as an industry most vocally broadcast, because you have tokens and they go up and they go down and people become rich, they become millionaires and billionaires and people lose spectacular fortunes. And it's fun and exciting to talk about these things. But at the heart of it, it's really about the technology, an exponential technology, a technology few people can build, but it impacts the lives of billions, that allows you to start talking around how do you rewrite the DNA of the economic, political, and social systems of the world as a whole. So a lot of people talk, for example, about climate change or environmentalism. It's something that's near and dear to my heart. I live on a ranch, and I have bison. The prior owners of that ranch, they dumped a lot of trash, and now I have lead in certain parts of my soil. And I have other contaminants. Back in the 1950s, they didn't care about these things, but I've lived with the consequences of it. You see, so I'd love to live in a world where things are clean. I'd love to live in a world where we don't believe climate change is going to cause catastrophic harm. Why can't we stop it? Because it's an economic and a systemic issue. It's an incentives issue at its core. What cryptocurrencies are about, the blockchain industry is about rebuilding and realigning incentives. You look no further than Bitcoin, you get the incentives right, you go from a single person on a single laptop designing a protocol to 15 years later, thousands of mining pools all around the world, vertically integrated data centers, a huge ecosystem worth $2 trillion collectively. There was no bureaucracy, there was no government endorsement, there was no agency of Bitcoin, there was no spokesman that went around every day and said, you should adopt this. No, it was just simply getting the incentives right. And once people had those incentives, they started working together, they started collectively coming together, and then suddenly we're there. When you think about environmental problems, they're much the same lens. You have to get every company in the world to wake up and start thinking about how they do their business differently. And even if you have the power of the law on your side, how do you in a multipolar world get everybody to get along? The US won't follow the Chinese regulations, nor will they follow the Russian. We're kind of in a conflict with each other. The Chinese won't follow the US standard. The Russians won't follow the US standard. So what are we going to do? Pass a law for half the world? Well, we live in one world. It's one order. Doesn't make any sense. So you need incentives to push people along. Where people don't do it because the law says so, they do it because it's in their best interest and it's profitable. This is the first great lesson of my career being in the cryptocurrency space for so long, is that we as an industry, one of our first and most powerful tools is the ability to talk around how to incentivize people to do certain things.